Alright, hi everybody. I'm going through section C on the long answer question now for our practice paper 2. Okay, so question 39. Sally wanted to buy a television and a fridge. She had $4,077. Okay, as you can see, the television cost $3,896 and the fridge cost $2,504. How much more did Sally need in order to buy both items? Alright, so let's highlight what are the keywords here. So she wanted to buy 2 items and she had this much of money. Alright, and how much more did Sally need? Okay, Sally need. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, the first step is to find the total amount of these 2 items. Okay, so that will be your 3,896 plus 2,504. Okay, so you do your okay, for your workings, you can actually show it by the side. Okay, so it's 3,896 plus 2,504. So your answer is 6,400. Okay, so for the 2 items, okay, Sally had this much of money, so amount needed will be 6,400. Take away the amount that she had, so right, the answer will be right. So amount needed is 2,323. So Sally needed $2,323 to buy both items. Okay, right, so that's your first answer. Okay, you can do your NTUC, check the numbers, check the transfer, the unit is in dollars, and you check your work. Okay, you can bring down the answer as 2323. Alright, so that's question 39. Okay, alright, let's move on to question 40. Okay, so here 2 identical rectangles are placed on top of each other as shown below. Okay, the word is identical rectangles. So identical means the rectangles are the same. Okay, the area of the shaded part, that is here, okay, the area is given as 50 cm squared. So that area is 50 centimeters squared. What is the area of the unshaded? Okay, that's what you're supposed to find out, is all this area, okay, of the unshaded. So take note. Okay, so what must you find first? You know this is 25. All right, now look at this here, because they are identical. So if this breadth is 10, all right, so which means this rectangle the breadth here must also be 10 cm because they are identical. So if this is 10, this is 10 as well. Okay, so we can find out what's the area of the rectangle already, right? So here you just write down as area of rectangle is 25. Okay, so you can do your area is length times breadth. That is 25 times 10, so that is 250. So that's the area. Okay, so now you know that this is 50. The whole area of this rectangle, you have already found out, is 250. Okay, so if this part is 50, can you find this unshaded? Yes? Okay, so we write down there, area of unshaded part of, we can call it rectangle A, and this one is rectangle B. Okay, so area of unshaded part of rectangle A is, the whole area is 250 minus this part here, you know, is 50. So your unshaded part, this part is 200. So you already found one area of unshaded, and that is rectangle A. So now moving on. Okay, so we have, okay, so now if rectangle A is 200, now if you look at rectangle B, the whole area is the same as this rectangle because they are similar. So this whole rectangle B is also 250. So write it down. Area of rectangle B is also 250. Okay, now again this part here overlaps, right? So which means this part here is 50. So what is this whole unshaded, given that you are not even looking at this? Okay, if you close this up, you are finding only this area of rectangle B. You know the whole area is 250. This is 50. So this unshaded part is the same working, that is your 200, right? So in other words, all you need to do is you just take this answer, okay, and you just multiply. So just write down total area of unshaded part, okay, is 200 times 2, this and this. Okay, so that's 400. So the area of the unshaded part is 400 centimeters squared, and that's your answer. Okay, so this is your 400 centimeters square. Is everybody okay? Right, so remember, because it's the same identical rectangle, so they share the same area, and this shaded part is being overlapped, so that means this unshaded part is for both. Okay, so remember, it's, if you are doing it like that, so it's 250 minus this 50, so that's 200. And this part here is again also 250 minus 50, and that's 200. So 200 plus 200 gives you 400 centimeters square. Okay? Alright, let's move on to question 41. Okay, Gopal and Alex had the same number of rubber bands at first. So we have same number and this word at first. Okay, Gopal used 35 rubber bands. Alex used 10 rubber bands. Alex had twice Alright, twice as many as Gopal. So if Alex has 2 times, Gopal will have 1 time. So how many rubber bands did Alex have at first? Okay, so you draw your model. Okay, I will draw the same number first, okay, just to show. So Gopal, and Alex, okay, because they have the same number. So you have there. So here will be at first. Gopal and Alex. Okay. Okay, so now you write down as in the end. So same thing, you draw. Okay, so what it's given is, now Gopal used 35 and Alex used 10. Then what happened is Alex then had twice as many. So in other words, so this is Gopal. One part for Gopal. Alex will have twice as many. So 2 parts for Alex. There you are. Okay. So this part here is Gopal and this is Alex. Now what happened is Gopal used 35 rubber bands. So your 35 will mean this, you must follow exactly the length, okay? Because they started off as being the same. So this part here shows the 35 and this part here shows the 10. Okay? So now your 1 unit. So how do you find your 1 unit? So here, as you can see, okay, now this one here, one part of Gopal and 35 is used. This one here is 2 parts of Alex and 10 is used. So in other words, if this whole thing is 35, here to here is 10. So if I were to cover this part here, so how do you get from here to here? That's your 1 unit. Okay, so your 1 unit would mean 35, take away your 10. So you will get that 1 unit. Okay, so write down as 1 unit is 35, take away 10, and that's 25. So if 1 unit is 25, 2 units will be 25 times 2, and that's 50. Okay, so the question is, how many rubber bands did Alex have at first? So you know this is 25 now, this is 25. So at first means the whole length, this is first. So all you need to do is Alex. So that's 50 plus your 10. So your answer is 60. So here, Alex had 60 rubber bands at first. And that's your answer. Is everybody okay? Right. Okay, let's move on to question 42. Right, question 42 is a time question. Right, the table below shows the movie schedule at a cinema. So screening now, okay, you have movie showing Star Wars at the starting time is 11, 2:45 and 4:30, and the duration, that is how long the movie is 2 hours 25 minutes. Ralph breaks the internet is the showing time is 3:40 and 8 p.m. The duration is 1 hour 30 minutes, so it's shorter as compared to Star Wars. Aquaman, there's 3 screening time, 12:10, 3:15 and 7 p.m. The duration is 1 hour 35 minutes. Black Panther, 2 screening time, 3:25 and 6 p.m. The duration is 1 hour 40 minutes. Okay, now Isaac arrives at the cinema at 3. Okay, so take note, he arrived at 3. His mother will pick him up at 5. So which movie could Isaac watch from the start to the end? Okay, so he has like 4 to choose from, but which is the movie that he has to choose in order for him to watch from the beginning to the end? All right, so let's take a look. From 3 to 5, what is the duration, or how long is that? So we just write down here for Isaac, duration. Okay, so from 3 to 5. Okay, so you just write down your 3, okay, to 5. So from 3 to 5, the duration will be 2 hours. Okay, so you know Isaac has 2 hours. So judging from the duration given for the movies, all right, so you have here, you also have to take note that he arrives at 3. So you got to pick a movie that starts around that time or slightly earlier, okay, and the end time must be just nice the 2 hours. Okay, now let's take a look. Okay, so let's see, 2 hours 25 minutes is totally out because Isaac only have 2 hours. So it can either be this or this, because the time doesn't exceed the 2 hours, right? So now let's take a look at Ralph Breaks the Internet. So 8 p.m. is totally out. Now 3:40 the starting time, okay, and 1 hour 30 minutes. So that will roughly takes more than the time that he's supposed to leave the cinema, because his mother is going to pick him up at 5. Okay, so let's take a look at another timing. So this one here is not good. This is also not good. Let's take a look at this 3:15. Okay, because 12:10 he has not even arrived, so that's out. That's out. Okay, this is also out. So let's check the 3:15. Now 3:25. Okay, we do the 3:15 first and we see how it goes. Okay, timeline for 3:15. So we have here starting time of the movie is 3:15. So we have okay, the movie is 1 hour. So that's 1 hour, it's 4:15. Then it has the 35 minutes there. So the end time will be, okay, you have your 35 minutes. So your end time will be 4:50 p.m. Okay, so this is good timing because it did not exceed the 5. Okay, how about the 3:25? 3:25, 1 hour will be 4:25, but the extra 40 minutes will already be more than 5 p.m. So this is the correct answer, because it really satisfies the condition that that Isaac is at the cinema at 3. So starting time for him to watch is 3:15, and the movie ends before 5 p.m. where his mother will pick him up at 5. All right, so your answer will be this movie, Aquaman. Okay, so Isaac could watch Aquaman. Okay, from start to the end. That is the condition, because you can actually watch here, you can actually watch the movie, but then you cannot watch the ending. So here from start to end, that will be Aquaman. Just nice. Okay, so that's your answer. Okay, question 43. Selvi mixed 5 glasses of water to 2 cups of rose syrup to make drinks for her party. How many cups of rose syrup will she need if she used 45 glasses? So 45 glasses, and they ask you to find how many cups. Okay, here you can actually use table, all right, to actually show. There's a few ways of doing, all right, so you can actually draw a table to show your glasses and cups. So you just label here number of glasses and number of cups. Number of cups of water, number of glasses, sorry, number of cups of, not water, number of cups of rose syrup, number of glasses of water. Okay, right, so now, so they say that for every 5 glasses, all right, 2 rose syrup. 5 glasses, 2 rose syrup. Okay, so you have that. So they want the answer to be 45 glasses of water. So you just do your listing, okay? So you just list down. So if you have 10 glasses of water, that's times 2. So here will also be times 2, and that's a 4. So here, if you have 15, so here will be okay, so 5 times 3, 15, 2 times 3, 6. So you have here 20, 5 times 4, 20, 2 times 4, 8, 25, 5 times 5, 25, 2 times 5, 10. All right, so you will do your listing all the way till 45. So this is only 25. So draw in some more. Okay. So you have here 30. So here will be times 6. 5 times 6 is 30. 2 times 6 will give you 12. Here will be times 7, 35. Times 7 will be 14. Times 8 is 40. Times 8 will give you 16. All right. So you have another one. So it's times 9 is equals to 45. Times 9 is equals to 18. All right. So I will stop at this because here 45 glasses of water. So I stop at 45 glasses of water. So how many cups of rose syrup? My answer will be 18 cups. So just write down as she needed 18 cups of rose syrup. And that's your answer. Okay, so this is method 1. You can actually do listing. All right, there's another way of doing this as well. Alright, we can call it method 2. So I'm just going to show you whichever method you prefer doing, okay? So this first method is called listing. Alright, the second method, you can actually find out the number of times. Number of times, that is 45 divided by the number of glasses. Number of glasses, that is 5 glasses. So that is 9 times, 9 groupings, okay? So here, number of cups will be, just take your 9 times your number of cups, that's 2. So your answer is also 18. Okay, so I leave it to you. Whichever you're comfortable with, you can actually do your listing or you can do your grouping. In this case, you need to find out what is the grouping first, and that grouping is a 9. Okay, so it's 9 groups, so it's 9 sets, so 9 times 2 will give you also 18. Okay, right. Question 44. Okay, so here, the price list of some stationery sold at Mr. Lee's bookshop is as shown below. You have your one notebook which costs $6, one correction tape $3, and one file $2. In January, Mr. Lee sold 57 files. So, okay, he sold 3 times the number of notebooks as correction tapes. So here, 3 times the number of notebooks as correction tape, which means every time he sells 3 notebook, he only sell 1 correction tape. Okay, now a total of 282 were made from selling this stationery, so that's the total that you have to look out for. All right, what was the total number of stationery sold? Okay, so that's your requirement, what you're supposed to find out. Okay, so now here you see that they only give 57 files. Okay, he sold 57 files. Then we don't know anything else besides that. Okay, so again, we can do the list and check method. Okay, so if I were to do that, I have to draw my table first. Okay, so here you write down as number of notebooks. Okay, so here you will have you can write down as amount collected for notebook. Here will be number of correction tape. And here will be the amount collected for correction tape. And then here will be your number of files. Now your number of files is already given, and that is 57. So just take note that the number of files is 57. Okay, and money collected, amount collected. All right, and then you will have your total. And what's your total? It's 282. And remember your checkbox at the end. Okay, right. So here, I start off. Okay, now remember that for every 3 notebook, 1 correction tape. Alright, let's say we start off with a nice number, because correction tape is 1 part, right? So I write down as 10. Now for every 1 correction tape, your notebook will be 10 times 3 times, so it's 30. Okay, once you have already established that, then you go on and find the amount collected. All right, so it's 30 times what? for notebook is $6, so 30 times 6, and that will give you 180. So for correction tape will be 10 times $3, and that's 30. Your file will be 57. Amount collected, this 57 comes here, so amount collected will be 57 times file is $2, so that will be 114. Now total will be your 180 plus 30 plus 114. Okay, so just write down 180 plus 30 plus 114. Would that give you 282? Let's check. So your answer here is 324, so that's not the correct answer. Okay, now it's 324, that means it's way above 282, so we need to guess a little bit lesser than 10. All right, so let's say we guess 8. Okay, so here will be 8 times 3 will give you 24. So 24 times the cost of the notebook is 6, so that will be 144. 8 times 3 will give you 24. The file is still 57, so 57 times 2, same cost, 114. So find the total of the 3. So you take 144 plus 24 plus 114. The answer is 282. This is the answer you're looking for. So total number of stationery sold, which means all the 3. Okay, so all the 3, which means you have to write down as total number is 114. Sorry, 100, not 114, so sorry, that's the cost. So it's 24. So here will be 8. So plus 8 plus the file, that's 57. Okay, so make it more visible for you. So that's 57. So 24 plus 8 plus 57. Your final answer is 89. So that's your answer. Total number is 89. So 89 stationery was sold. And that's your answer. Okay. All right. So that's how you do your listen check. Okay. All right. Now moving on to question 45. Okay. Michelle has some balloons. If she packed them in groups of 6, she will have 5 extra balloons. If she packed them in groups of 5, she will be short of 3. What is the least number of balloons Michelle has? All right, so we don't know the number of balloons. All right, so this is a multiples question. Okay, so multiple topic. Okay, so you have to draw in your table first and fill in the information given to you. Okay, all right, so let's say if I were to fill up by drawing a table. So I have here the first group. Okay, my first group I will write down as multiples of 6, because here is 6, and the 5 extra, so extra 5. So extra 5 means plus 5, okay, to your answer. So in this case, I will write down a few columns so that you can actually see later. All right, and this side here, same thing, But instead of multiples of 6, it will be multiples of 5. Okay? Draw the same table. Right? So here will be multiples of 5. And here will be short of 3. When it's short of 3, that means it's minus 3. Okay? Right, so here multiples of 6 will be 6. 6 plus 5. 6 plus 5 is 11. Okay, multiples means after 6 is 12. Alright, so 12 plus 5 is 17. Alright, next 18. 6, 12, 18 plus 5 will give you 23. And 6, 12, 18, 24. So 24 plus 5 is 29. Okay, you try just doing 4 multiples first. 4 multiples of 6. Then now you do the first 4 multiples of 5. So here will be 5. 5 take away 3 will give you 2. So here will be 5, 10. 5, 10. So 10 take away 3 will give you 7. 5, 10, 15. So 15 take away 3 will give you 12. Now, all these numbers so far doesn't tally, alright? It must be exactly the same number, then you know how many balloons Michelle has. But in this case, so far all the numbers are not the same. So let's try another one. 5, 10, 15, 20. So 20 take away 3 equals to 17. Alright, you see something there? Yep, 17 and 17. So then you stop because we know that this number tallies already, right? They are the same. So when you have that, so you know the least number of balloons for Michelle, right, will be 17. So that is the least number or the minimum number. Okay, because for multiples of 6 and multiples of 5, all right, okay, it meets exactly same number, 17. Okay, everyone? So what is the least? Then you write down the least number of balloons Michelle has is 17. Okay, and that's your answer. Right?